Hi, and welcome to Let's Talk Relationships, brought to you by Chrissy and Tia at Relationship House. Today, we're going to be answering a question that came in from a lady who we're going to call Donna. And Donna is asking a question about the use of text within her relationship. So, Chrissy, what was the question?
So she wants to know, actually, is text the best way? Sometimes when they are not speaking after an argument, they end up texting one another. And she says that sometimes it just escalates the situation, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes that's how the way that they make up. And she was asking, is this normal? Is this the usual way?
Well, I think the danger is with texting is that we don't have any intonation, the emotion, the tone of voice that we might hear our partner talking to us in as well. And I heard something really interesting. Can't remember who it was by, but by a lady who specialized in dating. And do you text when you're early in the early stages of dating? And she said, you don't know the mindset of the person when they sent the text, and then you don't know the mindset or the space that the person is in when they receive the text. And I thought, yeah, that's really interesting because, yeah, I might send my partner a text, and I'm in a good place and it's got good intention there, and I don't see any problem with it. But he may not be in such a great space at that moment, and then when he receives it, he will have a different intonation on my voice, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, and my answer to Donna is it is wrought with danger, because if you use text after an argument, then one or both of you might be in that negative sentiment override that we call in the Gottman thing, where you're looking for the hidden agenda. So when you're still hurt and smarting from an argument, you're gonna read sort of this negative effect are there. But the positive effect, of course, is the opposite is true. When you're first dating, you can be flirty on a text and be a little bit more daring, maybe, than you would be face to face. So there's really, pluses and minuses, but it is full of pitfalls, as you were saying, because there's no context involved.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So with regards to texting, then, what kind of advice would we be giving couples? If we had a couple in front of us now, what would we say about the pros and cons of texting?
I would say always be wary of texting. I think, text is a fun thing. So if you're saying appreciations like thank you and, how much you appreciate your partner, or to flirt a little bit if you want them to come home early, give them a nice reason. So that can be fun and it can keep the excitement back in the relationship. And I had a couple that were married for 30 odd years. And they used to text each other just when they're out shopping or at work, just to say, I love you, or something really sweet. And I thought, oh, that's really helping keeping that kind of that positive sentiment override in the relationship. So that's where I think it is a positive effect.
Yeah, yeah, I love that example you gave. That's a real bid for connection, isn't it? Is reaching out. I'm thinking of you. You're in my thoughts, and I'm taking the time to send you a little short message. And obviously she turns towards that bid and connects. So a lovely ritual of connection for that couple. So the positives of sending text. But yes, if you're in the middle of warring for some reason, or in the middle of an argument, yeah, your tone is not going to come across well, and that negative sentiment override, exactly as you said, we're hyper vigilant. So even if we said something neutral and we're like, seriously, that was a really banal comment, that was it will be weaponized, or perceived as an attack because we're looking for that evidence. Yeah.
It's true. So that's our thoughts on texting. We will be handling lots of other topics, either by webinar or during our workshops. So if you want to learn more about how to enhance your relationships or help repair them, then do sign up on our website.
Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.